Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ballard here, coming at you with another Miami Hurricanes or another college football season preview for 2023. Looking at the Miami Hurricanes. Gonna be honest, it is late, so I'm gonna make this one quick. But I've been riding the fence a little bit on whether or not I should get back to doing these, and the goal is every Power Five team this off season, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna do it, but we're going to get as many team previews out as possible this off season throughout the spring, the summer, and then early fall into August. So, but um, let's take a look at the Miami Hurricanes, what we got this year. So, um, when you look back, well, okay, I screen share the 2023 schedule. Let me full screen myself and let's discuss real quick what they did last year because it wasn't that pretty. They went 5-7 overall. First year, Mario Cristobal 3-5 in the ACC. Lost their last two games. Did not make a bowl. The only teams they had beaten were Virginia Tech and Brent Pry, who was last year his first or second year. He came from Penn State to Blacksburg. Um, they beat Virginia Tech. They beat Virginia. They beat Georgia Tech. They basically and then Bethune-Cookman and Southern Miss. Shout out to Mississippi Sports Show. Go subscribe over there. Basically, they won the non-conference schedule outside of a game against Middle Tennessee. Sorry, could not help myself there. I mean, it was laughable for Miami. I feel sorry for Miami fans a little bit. We got a couple in this community that are really, really great. Slim Shady Canes is the main go-to guy for Miami football. If he's watching this, love you, Slim. You're a great guy. But yeah, so after what seemed like they were off to a good start, they win 70-13 over Bethune-Cookman and the Wildcats at home. Then they beat Southern Miss. Okay, no big deal, but it's not good enough. They got a trip with Texas A&M. They lost 17-9 in a low-scoring affair. But you look at that game, and that's not a bad loss. Texas A&M early in the season, okay, move on, whatever. First loss of the year, first loss of the Cristobal era. Middle Tennessee comes to town, and they lose by 14 to Middle Tennessee. That was the wake-up call. That was where you needed to fix some things and get it set straight. Lost to North Carolina. Again, not a bad team to lose to. North Carolina made it to the ACC championship game against Dabo Swinney and Clemson. Virginia Tech was a win. Duke was a loss. Duke actually is on the rise a little. I think didn't they go 8-4? Did Duke win 8 games? Is that what I saw? Duke did something amazing this past season. I don't know. Duke is Duke. Maybe I'm thinking of some other team, but we'll look at Duke some other day. 9-4. 9-4. Gosh. Wow. Lost to Duke. At Virginia, you won 14-12 and 4 overtime. I gotta go find these highlights. 14-12 and 4 overtimes. Gosh. Florida State at Georgia Tech, you lost to Clemson, you lost to Pitt. Florida State's on the rise too. The Florida State, the Clemson, the Pitts, the North Carolinas, no big deal. But when you're losing to teams like Middle Tennessee and a down Texas A&M, there's a lot of key issues that need to be addressed. So that being said, I've already spent 5 minutes of the video talking about last year. We're here for a 2023 Miami Hurricanes football preview. So, I do expect them to take a big step forward. I think this was an embarrassment for Mario Cristobal. I think he's had that in his coaching tenure. Not that bad, but I'm going to be honest. Um, when you look at um, what Miami returns in Tyler Van Dyke, you got Jake Garcia behind him at quarterback. Um, is the quarterback starting position up in the air? What's the offense going to do? So it's, you know, it's going to be interesting. There are rumors um, that one of those quarterbacks is not going to make a return. Nothing's official yet, but that's just rumors. Um, Van Dyke, he likely needs another season of experience before he's ready for the NFL um, or life after college football. Um, so Miami has recruited well enough at the quarterback position. They don't need to go to the portal or anything for that. Um, you know, they recruit greatly on defense all the time. They've always been that kind of school. They're one of the teams out there that kind of claims you know, DBU or whatever. You got Jaleel Skinner at tight end position. I think he's fast. I think he's versatile. You got behind him Elijah Arroyo. Um, Experts say they are big fans of Arroyo. It's not hard to project Skinner to overtake him in next year's depth chart at this point. They say Jaleel Skinner is the guy to watch. I think he was last year's recruiting class because he was projected a couple different places. Um, so and the offensive line I think is going to be something key to watch too for Miami because they had some key injuries like Zion Nelson last season from a knee injury, and a guy like that comes back. That's a big upgrade. That's a big addition. I'll say this, and we go ahead and look at their 2023 schedule. This is just going to be one of those teams where it's too early to tell what they're going to do. I'm going to give my assessment and a record prediction, but I'll leave it at this because I don't want to spend too much time on Miami. I don't think anybody does. I think Miami returns a lot of great talent. There's a lot of positivity from the media that covers Miami. And I think we'll only tell by the spring and what happens this offseason. Um, I do think that the non-conference schedule, like mentioned, you should not lose to teams like Miami of Ohio, Bethune-Cookman. You could lose to Texas A&M. You shouldn't. I think Texas A&M is in the same boat as Miami. It being a home game for Miami, I'm going to take Miami in that one. So Georgia Tech, you're better than North Carolina, Clemson, NC State. Teams like that are on the rise and doing very well in college football where they are. And those are just the teams you got to look out for. Those are the teams you got to be careful around. So I look at the schedule. I look at Florida State too, even. And I just say, bring it on. At Boston College, you could probably be a better team at that point in the season. You probably don't lose to them on rivalry weekend. Probably be a better team in Louisville. I think I think that Miami is going to be that team that as the season goes on, they progressively get better. I really believe that could be this year's team. But it comes with some roadblocks like a Florida State, like a Clemson, like a NC State, like North Carolina. It comes with its disadvantages on the schedule. You're going to hit some bumps in the road, but you should be better than outside of those four teams, better than everybody else on the schedule. So, with that being said, I'm going to predict that they take a big step forward. I'm going to go bold here and say 8-4. I know they went 5-7, but Mario Cristobal is a heck of a recruiter. He's a heck of a coach. He's developed a lot of great players in what he did at Oregon. He's put some guys in the NFL, especially on like the offensive line side of things. And I'm pretty high on what Miami could do on the offensive line. I think if they could do that to protect whoever's at quarterback, I think the offense could get click and get going. And those four losses, too, by the way, I'm going to say UNC, Clemson, NC State, and FSU, basically the better of the teams in the ACC. Those are going to be the teams that are going to be the toughest that I don't think they can quite overcome. But again, like a Georgia Tech, okay, haven't looked at them this season. Haven't looked at Duke this season. Haven't looked at well, they don't even play Duke. Virginia. Take Virginia. Take NC State. Haven't looked at those teams yet, but I think that those teams might, struggle just a little bit. And you could probably take if any of these four teams right here that you could take out and save yourself an extra loss, I would say NC State. I still think NC State. NC State's got to figure out their quarterback situation, don't they? Devin Leary goes to Kentucky, replaces Will Levis. You could maybe get past NC State if they're having some quarterback issues. You could maybe do that. But for right now, I like a team like NC State this upcoming season and Dave O'Doran and what he's done. So anyway, that's going to do it for this preview video. 8-4 for Miami as of right now for 2023. Like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. Stay tuned for more Wallace State content too, man. We got homecoming on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting for those basketball games. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Peace out. Good luck to Miami. We'll see you.